I'm Tom with the Vending Business Show, here again with Larry Towner, the Vending Business Consultant with Service Group International, and we are continuing in this series of vending business tools. Thanks for being here, Larry. What are we going to be talking about today?
Well, today we're going to talk about a basic toolkit for a route man and or a basic toolkit for an owner-operator.
What's first?
Well, let's talk about a route man's basic toolkit. If you're an owner-operator, you're running route anyway, so you're going to need these things. But one of the big mantras in the vending business is clean, filled, and working. And so we're going to talk first about cleaning vending machines. It's really, really important when you go into one of your accounts and you're servicing an account that when you leave, that machine is clean. You want it to be clean, but at the same time, you want to be very efficient in how you clean and how you get things done, because you want it to be, it's your place of business. It needs to look good. So the first thing that I always like to carry, there's several different things in cleaning supplies that I always like to carry, but the biggest issue that most vending companies have is glass, because of course the front of a vending machine is a large piece of glass. So I always carried some kind of a glass cleaner. I just use basically Windex or any kind of multi-purpose glass cleaner is what I use. But I also always carried a squeegee, and I'm going to tell you why I carried a squeegee. The squeegee allows you to take that glass cleaner and clean it much faster and much more efficiently than if you tried to use paper towels all the time. So I always carried glass cleaner and a squeegee along with paper towels. I would use the paper towels to clean the edges, and I would also rub the front of the machine down if it was particularly dirty with the paper towels, and then use the squeegee to squeegee the liquid off. There's all kinds of different techniques, but in my opinion, you definitely have to have a squeegee. It makes things go much, much, much faster. I also always carried a soft bristle brush, because I would take, in a dusty location, you can take a soft bristle brush and you can just brush the dust right off the tops and fronts of the machine, and you just brush that stuff off, and it takes that dust off. Then actually I would actually brush it first, then I would go clean the glass from there. I also had great success with one particular product. It's rare that I support one particular product, but I got a tip from a guy one time to use Dow scrubbing bubbles. And what he told me to use Dow scrubbing bubbles for was that Dow scrubbing bubbles will remove scuff marks from the fronts of your machines down at the bottom. Now, we all know, Tom, that nobody ever kicks a vending machine. We all know this to be the self-evident truth. But just like in a lot of my locations, I would go in and find black shoe marks on the fronts of my machine. Now, I don't know when that was happening, but it seems like people must have tripped or something. That's had to be what it was. Anyway,
yeah, there's no way they were kicking it.
No, there's no way they were kicking it. But anyway, so in their tripping, it's like, as they tripped and they happen to scuff the machines up, I found that Dow scrubbing bubbles, you spray it on there, you let it sit for a minute, and then you take the paper towels off, and it really, really works really well at getting those scuff marks off the fronts of the machine. I suppose there's a generic brand of something like it, but I just had such good luck with Dow scrubbing bubbles that I always had Dow scrubbing bubbles with me to get scuff marks. And it's also a good general purpose cleaner, but it really works well on scuff marks. There's other products out there. There's some products called Spray 9 that I know people use. Joe at A&M Equipment uses Spray 9 all the time. It's a great cleaner for inside your machine. You need some kind of a general cleaner also to use besides the Dow scrubbing bubbles, just some kind of water and type mix to clean with. But those are the big things. You've got to have the ability to clean the fronts of the machines, and the fronts and the insides too. I used to carried a small vacuum with me that I would have in the truck if I needed it to go vacuum on a machine. If a package broke open inside a machine and spilled contents into the vent tray or did something like that, I would have a small vacuum with me, and I could vacuum out the insides of the machines. So those are some of the real basic cleaning tools that you need. Let's go into just the real actual tools you need if you're going to do basic service on a vending machine. And the tools are very, very simple. You need a number 2 Phillips head screwdriver. You need a number 2 flathead screwdriver. I always carried a number 1 screwdriver that would clip on my pocket, in my pocket with me all the time. I had a 1/4-inch socket set. I always had an 11/32 nut driver deep, and I always had a 5/16 nut driver deep also. You're going to use both of those. If you're going to do anything on a vending machine, you are going to run into those two things. I always carried channel locks. I always carried vice grips, needle nose pliers, electrical tools. I had an electrical tester with me, a voltage tester. I had a strip and crimp tool with me also. Usually had some electrical tape, things like that. That's the basic toolkit that you're going to need to do any kind of basic maintenance on a vending machine. This does not have to do with doing installations. I mean, just talking about basic maintenance. Then I always carried a marketing kit with me as well, and in that marketing tape was like a 4-inch wide clear tape. I had scissors, I had business cards, I had brochures, I had everything for contact information that somebody, if they asked me and they needed to get a hold of me or get a hold of the company, I had a piece of information there for them. I think that routemen should always have business cards of some sort that they can hand out to customers for contact information. And then we have money handling tools, so you have money bags and then bill and coin counters. Those are kind of issues for the office to handle, but money bags are critical for a routeman. He's got to have money bags, got to have a way to count out each machine and put it into his bags. Those are the basic tools that you're going to need to run a vending route, to actually service accounts. So we've talked about hand trucks in a previous show, and now we've got a basic toolkit. Tom, you have any questions?
No, that's a lot of tools there, but I know those are all necessary. So, what is there anything else we'll be discussing in the next show?
We'll probably talk about money handling next.
All right. Get more good tips about the vending business. Be sure to subscribe. You've been watching the Vending Business Show, a publication of A&M Equipment Sales.